obviously game time is going to be important, but the format is different from 50 overs, so the pace of the game obviously will be different. But just in terms of bowlers executing probably what they will require in death overs in one days, probably that would be the mindset of all the bowlers to execute that. Um, and batsmen as well. I mean, you have to hit out in the end. So from that point of view, to get that strike rate going, we'll utilize different situations for different players to do that during the game, and just as batsmen to be able to play well. Even if you get 30 odd runs which come in quick time and you're hitting the ball well, you can carry that confidence forward. So that's why game time is important, and we're looking at these games purely for that.
Well, yeah, that would have been ideal, more I would say logical, but that's the way series are compiled nowadays, and we have to more or less play that. Because we're playing so much T20 cricket in the IPL, so probably a couple of more one-days would have been more beneficial for both the teams, not just us. But look, we have to utilize what's in front of us as best as possible, and as I said, we're gonna look to get into the right kind of frame of mind as a team. Not really. I mean, we're more or less sorted, I guess. But through the course of the series, you might see something which might surprise you as a team, or you might want to change immediately. But those are things which are upon how circumstances come in front of you. But as of now, we feel pretty balanced as a side, and I don't see any major concerns or areas that we need to think about anymore. Everything is more or less sorted. Look, again, the amount you practice with the amount of travel during the IPL and the number of games in different conditions, in different temperatures, it's going to be challenging, to be honest. But look, as a cricketer, you have to map out how many practice sessions you really need. If you're hitting the ball well, there's no need to go to a practice session and tire yourself out for 3 hours, whereas you can utilize that particular phase to rest and recover even more. So I think those things need to be kept in mind, and if your team is in a great position during the tournament, you don't mind taking 2-3 games off as well. So it all depends on how you feel physically, but everyone has to be really honest about it to themselves, and then accordingly see how they feel and not push themselves beyond a limit that might hamper the Indian team later on. So I think we'll all have to take responsibility of that. A few of the guys have done really well in the BBL, but from the last time that we played, the games were close contests, both of them. One was washed out, but the other two games were really exciting games, and we obviously expect a stiff competition overall from the Australian team. But if I had to single out one player that can make more impact, that would be Marcus Stoinis, because he's come around really well during the BBL, and he's making standout performances on a consistent basis. So you can see he's grown in confidence, and he's definitely going to be a very important player for them. Look, he's been given an opportunity because he's done well. How it changes things during the World Cup, I'm not looking at this particular selection or change as something that will disrupt our plans for the World Cup. It's purely giving a youngster a chance who's done well over the last couple of seasons and who's bowled well in the IPL and T20 cricket. So yeah, that's purely from that point of view. It definitely will not hamper any of our plans going into the World Cup.